Jericho, a town we know of because of Joshua and the walking around and the walls that come tumbling down. Well, on the outside of town, on the outskirts of town, there's this blind beggar, Bartimaeus. He calls for Jesus. And I want to pick it up, Mark chapter 10. I want to pick it up in verse 48. It says, many rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus stopped and said, call him. So they called to the blind man, cheer up, on your feet, he's calling you. Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped to his feet and came to Jesus. What do you want me to do for you? Jesus asked him. The blind man said, Rabbi, I want to see. They try to shut him up and he calls all the more. Jesus says, have him come to me. The guy jumps up. I don't know if he had to be led. I don't know if he went by the sound of Jesus' voice, but he goes to Jesus. And Jesus says, what do you want? And I like what I see here. He says, I want to see. The Greek word is that whole phrase. I want to see is a single Greek word that means to receive or to recover one's sight. I don't know if he could see at one time and now was blind or if he was born blind. But the idea of recover one's sight is kind of interesting. Hold on to that. Earlier in the chapter, Jesus talks about the little children. They're trying to come to him, the disciples are trying to keep him from coming, and he says, let the kids come to me. We need to come as children. After that, he talks about the rich man, and then he's turned away because he won't give up his possessions. He turns away from Jesus. Now there's this man who says, I want to see. I really believe Mark is leading us to this point. I think he's taking a progression here of things that get in the way. I think one of the things that gets in the way is our riches or our possessions. Whether you have a lot or a little, doesn't matter. They can get in the way. Relationships can get in the way. Reasoning, justifying, the way I want it to be can get in the way. Each of these can get in the way of us not seeing Jesus clearly. As I mentioned about the little children don't start out with an agenda. They grow to have one. They start out just seeing things as they are, seeing people as they are, just being straightforward and honest. And then we grow to have an agenda. We grow to not trust and accept things. Think about how trusting, how accepting little children are. Life's experiences kind of cause us to not be that way. They train it out of us. But the children start trusting. And that's where Jesus kind of starts earlier on in this chapter. I believe Mark has led us to this. So as we look at this encounter, I love what it says here. Rabbi, I want to see. I want to encourage you as you pray this week. Pray, Jesus, I want to see you more clearly. I want to see your creation, those around me, more clearly with your eyes. I want to see your words as I read your work. I want to see your words, Father. I want to see your will. And most of all, I want to see your love more clearly. Jesus, I want to see.